So I've been in Thailand for about 2 months now, and I still haven't shown you guys very much of Thailand. And this is mostly because we've been spending a lot of time with my wife's family. We haven't really been doing tourist things. However, today is Sunday, and I have some free time, so I'm going to take you guys to a big outdoor weekend market.
The market that I went to is called Chatuchak Weekend Market, and to get there, I took the subway, which is called the MRT. Compared to the subway in Washington, D.C. or New York, the MRT is very clean and very modern. You still have to check your temperature everywhere in Thailand. However, what's really cool is that you can scan your credit card on the gate instead of buying a ticket or token. They did not have that when I lived here.
Alright, so I just missed the train, but it's not a problem because they come every 6 minutes.
I took the train about 6 or 7 stops and got off at Chatuchak Park Station. This is not actually the fastest way to get to the market. However, I like to go this way because I like walking through the park. Before the pandemic, there were always lots of people in this park on weekends, but now it looks like there's almost no one here. And this little gate at the bottom of the stairs was always open, but now it's closed and I wasn't sure where to go, so I walked along the sidewalk to see if I could find another entrance. I walked for another minute or two, and I did manage to find another entrance. And I also figured out why the park was so empty. They have closed the entrance/exit that connects to the market. So people are not walking through the park to get to the market anymore, and I had to turn around. So I exited the park and just walked along the sidewalk trying to find an entrance to the market, and eventually I did find a sign. 100 meters, turn right. And as you get close to the entrance to the market, you'll see lots of places selling fruit, socks, masks, phone cases, food, drinks, and pretty much everything. Cross the street, and the entrance is just to the left of the little place selling sushi. This market is really big, and you could walk around here for hours. When I lived and worked in Bangkok, I didn't come here very often. However, if you are a tourist, you definitely need to come here at least once. Even if you don't like shopping, it's still a fun place to just walk around and look at stuff, especially if you're from a country like the United States, where we don't really have markets like this. Before the pandemic, this place was really crowded and really busy every Saturday and Sunday. As you can see, nowadays it's not crowded at all, and this makes it a little bit less interesting, a little bit less exciting. However, if you are someone who does not like big crowds, this also means that now is the perfect time for you to go. You can get almost anything you want here. You can get clothes, accessories, electronics, you can get pets, and yeah, there's also a lot of food. Fried food, healthy food, sushi, hamburgers, smoothies, seafood, kebab, you can find pretty much everything here. And if you get too hot walking around in the sun, you can step into the indoor area, which isn't really indoors, but it has a roof over it, there are lots of fans, and some of the shops even have air conditioning. If you're interested in jewelry, this place has lots of shops selling handmade jewelry. Some of it is really cheap, and some of it is pretty expensive. There's even a used bookstore, which is pretty cool, except for the fact that the books are not cheap. This is also a great place to come if you need ceramics or any other type of kitchenware. But in my opinion, the best thing to buy here is just little souvenirs to bring back for your friends and family. There's also this place right across the street. I hadn't been there before, so I decided to go check it out. And here is just a quick view of the surrounding area from the pedestrian overpass. I noticed some stuff being sold outdoors in front of the building, so I wanted to go check that out first. The inside of this place was really weird, and not quite what I was expecting at all. I was expecting to see a lot of cheap stuff for young people, but as you can see here, that was not really the case. I walked out the exit to go see what was in front, and this place was actually really cool. So this is what we call a flea market. A flea market is basically a second-hand market. That means that the stuff for sale here is not new. Someone bought it in the past, they owned it, and now they are selling it. But I wanted to go back inside to see what was on the other floors. And it was a lot cooler than I expected it to be. There was a lot of second-hand stuff as well as new stuff. I went up one more floor, and this floor was basically empty except for two big shops selling silver, which had no one inside of them. So I went up one more floor, and this one was also very empty. However, it also had a really cool view overlooking the market that I was just at. And it turned out that this floor wasn't actually completely empty. As I walked to the other side, I found another flea market area selling some pretty interesting stuff. I walked a bit further and discovered that there was also a food court on that floor. But I wasn't hungry, so I decided to head to the MRT. This is the station that you get off at if you want to go directly to the market.